but a truly successful business is going to come down to the operations, having good systems, SOPs, processes, and people. And that is going to be what makes your business a high worth business if you ever do plan on having an exit strategy. Because one of my clients, we were just talking the other day, and she said she was able to, with the systems that I helped support her in and help her define and outline, she was able to sell her one business for over $500,000. Hello, and thank you for joining us today on our series Behind the Scenes, where we deep dive into the tools and techniques that can supercharge your online business. Today, we're going to talk about creating a better work-life integration in your service-based business. So why is this important? You are stressed out as an entrepreneur. I see so many service providers and online entrepreneurs struggle to balance life and business, and also struggle to balance being the CEO of their business / being the operator of their business. And I've gone through that myself. I struggled to be the CEO. It took me forever. I wouldn't say forever, I guess. But like a year or two to really step in into myself as the CEO of my business and really take it seriously that I am the CEO of my business. And before I got there, I was working ridiculous hours. I was trying to raise my kids. I was just completely burnt out and I hated my business. After my second, I really thought I was going to go back into some type of job or some type of corporate, but luckily my husband talked me out of that. And so really what all that came down to and what caused my burnout was my lack of boundaries, my lack of clear vision / goals. I had some systems in place, but I really was like putting more into my clients' systems than I was my own. And I didn't have support. And these are things that we talk about on the channel and on my social profiles a ton, that support can look different and has a different meaning. So whether that be your coach or support for your kids in your household or support inside your business. And I have a combination now of a few of those things. Like I work with a mentor for my mindset and my business strategy. I have help with things around the house and with the kids. And then I also have brought in a lot of support inside my business, which is all about growing your team so you're not the bottleneck. And that's what operations all comes into play. And that's really the key of what's going to give you a better work-life integration for your business. And I see so many people neglecting their operations because they think sales or marketing or the new trendy thing is going to be what gets them out of that hustle and out of that grind, when really they need operations. That's why things like Clockwork and EOS and Traction are so popular in these communities and small businesses networks and service provider networks. Is you need operation. That's what's going to get you out of that entrepreneurial survival mode. That's going to prevent you from getting to burnout. And unfortunately, most entrepreneurs wait till they burn out to have this realization. But here in Alpha Operations, we are on a mission to prevent entrepreneurs from reaching burnout. We want to get them out of entrepreneurial survival mode and get them into a mode of thriving. So you might hear a lot of people say you need to optimize your operations. You hear me say this, I know, but really what does that mean? And I want to break it down for you in a simpler way to understand it, because it can be kind of vague and not really tangible when you hear optimize your operations or simplify your operations. But it basically means ways to make your business or organization work more efficiently and more effectively. And that's going to look different based on your processes, your team, your vision, and your product or service. If you're a product-based business or a service-based business, that's going to come into effect as well. So for our clients, this means identifying areas in their business where they can cut unnecessary costs, improve productivity, and enhance overall performance. So this is something that not a lot of people think about when it comes to operations, and having an ops person look over your financials is actually really, really beneficial. And that's because a bookkeeper or an accountant, or I mean, some CFOs and tax people will come in and help you with this, but it's very rare that I've seen that a tax person, they will come in and help you identify costs to cut. Yes, but they don't know, like an ops person does, where you can save costs effectively. So in all operational roles I've held or been a part of, ops always has some hand in finance, in the sense of we understand the cost breakdown, we understand the pricing structure, we understand resource planning, inventory management. So we can help identify, like with my clients, a lot of the time we can identify a lot of unnecessary software costs, overhead costs when it comes to um, personnel or admin expenses. And that's like a huge part in Lean Six Sigma, is helping you identify waste and cost. And that can also look like, if we work on being more productive and enhancing performance, and that's also going to help reduce your labor costs and your contractor costs. So they all go hand in hand, but it's all about finding practical and tangible solutions to make your day-to-day run more smoothly, and make sure that your business is providing better outcomes for your clients, so that you can have happier clients that lead to repeat clients or referral business, because that's going to be the key to success, is having these clients who want to work with you long term, or will refer you to other people, because that's going to help keep your pipeline full and make your sales system work a lot smoother. So how do we do all this? To optimize your operations, when we work with clients, what we do is we start by creating a plan that is based off your, not only your business goals and your business visions, but your personal life and personal goals and visions as well. So we want to create a plan and a business strategy that's going to work for you, and that you're actually going to want to stick to, and that is actually realistic. We do not want to overwork our clients or their team, or set them up for failure with unrealistic. Like, yes, you want to push your goals and have your big audacious goals, but I've seen too many times with entrepreneurs and small business owners that they like set these unrealistic goals and then never hit. They rarely hit them, and then they become upset or disappointed, and they go down this rabbit hole and cycle. They're not good enough, and then it becomes a whole mindset issue. So we want to create a realistic, workable plan. We want to find ways to standardize your work, and that comes up a lot when I work with clients. Of we need to standardize what they're offering their clients, first of all, and then how do we standardize the work we are delegating to our team members, because that's going to make them become more efficient if we are standardizing their workloads and their work. Yes, there's going to be miscellaneous things. Everyone's like, well, how do I do that? How do I standardize it? Well, you need to have a baseline, and then the extra things or the one-off things, they will come up. But we know at a minimum, okay, this is what I'm expected to do each week. This is what I'm expected to do each month. This is what my role looks like. And by standardizing your offers and your processes, that's going to help standardize that work that you're delegating, so that you can better track your metrics and all of that. And then once we have identified the standardized work that they're going to be providing service-wise, we help them find improvements in their processes and in their project management, and how we can also find improvements by hiring and outsourcing, so that it frees up their time as CEO. Then we go through, and once we have all that set up, we're going to help them identify what their key performance indicators are and what their key metrics are. So the difference is, what are their big goals? We're going to have metrics that track to the big goals. And then we're also going to have metrics that are just information and data points for us. And it's important to have metrics and data points financially, process-wise, and definitely team member-wise, to make sure that we're spending time and money efficiently, and we're making data-driven decisions, not emotional-based decisions. So once we do all that, their workload is reduced. They're doing truly the core pieces of their business that they love. Their customer satisfaction is usually improved because the roles and the business is running smoothly. Team productivity goes up, and with all of that becomes the way that our CEOs are able to live a life they actually enjoy, because we've worked with them to get boundaries in place, a plan, systems, and then the key support that they need. And so when you get to that point of operational excellence, you feel good, things are working the way they're meant to, it will enable your business to thrive and you will be enabled to have a life you love. And what this looks like is you will be able to start making proactive decisions. You're going to be able to think farther ahead. You're not going to just be thinking day to day and being super reactive to the problems you're having. A thriving business has the ability to take a strategic approach and plan ahead, use thoughtful decision making. They leverage data, market insight, and understand their internal operations to make informed choices. That's why the metrics and the KPIs are so important, so that we can make data-driven decisions and be proactive about our business, not reactive to the fires that are going to be coming up day to day, which then in turn also makes the business more agile and more adaptable. So when you're in a thriving business and you have operational excellence, as we call it here in Alpha Operations, you will be able to make changes quicker. You will be able to respond to customer needs faster. You will be able to see, based off of being proactive, get on ahead on emerging trends. Now, I know I said in the beginning of the video, you don't want to jump on every trend, but there are going to be market trends. There's going to be market ebbs and flows, and you want to really be able to identify and optimize trends that make sense for your business, not just trends that are willy-nilly. You're going to be able to see, like, this is a trend that's actually going to benefit my business. So you can really identify those quicker and embrace them and be flexible and change when you have these things in place, and because you're being proactive. And like I already mentioned, when you get to this point, you're going to have a better work-life balance because you're more in the CEO role. You're not the day-to-day operator unless you want to be. For me, I really love being in the operator side of things. I want to be both. I want to manage my team. I want to be involved with my client calls. So for me, that's where my work-life balance is, and creating a balance of, okay, this is what my role as CEO slash partial operator of this business looks like, and really mapping out my role, and mapping out how that's going to work with the life that I want to live. But by having systems, processes, and delegation strategies in place, like we talked about, we're going to minimize those time-consuming tasks that you hate. We're going to be able to automate much more, and you're going to be able to better allocate your resources with your personnel, with your softwares, with your systems, so that you can really only be working on the true tasks and pieces of your business that you want to, which also in return provides time freedom, because you are not the bottleneck anymore of your business. You have people in place, you have systems in place, you have software that's going to help you. You don't need to be the one tied to the business 24/7. And I'm going to talk about this in another video and a couple other shorts, but I know a lot of people don't think about selling their business. They think about just like managing it and running it forever. But a truly successful business is going to come down to the operations, having good systems, SOPs, processes, and people. And that is going to be what makes your business a high worth business if you ever do plan on having an exit strategy. Because one of my clients, we were just talking the other day, and she said she was able to, with the systems that I helped support her in and help her define and outline, she was able to sell her one business for over $500,000, because that's what people are going to look for. Like, can this business run without me? Can I make money off this business? That people who are buying businesses, that's what they're thinking. So that is another reason to really prioritize that. Even if you're like, I'm never going to sell, it's still going to add value to your business by putting these things in place. And it's also going to allow you to get to the point of having that time freedom that you so desire. So if you have any questions, I would love for you to drop them in the comments below. We are happy to answer any questions. If you are struggling in these areas and you're like, I just don't know how to get started, please reach out to us. We have our links in the show notes. Our operations membership is accepting new members this month. And if you're watching this in August 2023, we will be having a sale throughout the month. So you can take advantage of that and will help get you started with the planning and the organization and the automating that you need so that you don't have to get to the point of burnout before you actually make changes in your business. You could build a business that you love from the get-go, and never have to make it harder on yourself. So that is how we help our clients integrate better work-life balance, and that is our strategy behind it to get you to operational excellence. Um, so thank you for joining us today. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments.